Welcome back. So in the past few videos, we've looked at how to create plots like this. We've made some line figures, some scatter plots, some bar graphs, and some histograms. These are more than enough to get started plotting some of the most common things you want to plot in your machine learning and data science career. But more often than not, you're not going to be plotting directly from NumPy arrays. You're going to be plotting from Pandas DataFrames. And I guess you kind of are still plotting from NumPy arrays because Pandas is built on NumPy arrays. But that's what we're going to focus on in these next couple of videos, is plotting from Pandas DataFrames. So let's do that. Pandas DataFrames. Beautiful. So we're going to make that into a little heading using escape and pressing M. And now, first things first, we're going to import pandas because we need pandas to work with data frames. We've done this at the top of the notebook, but we're going to do it anyway just because we like that. And now we want make a data frame. Now we've got up in here, we've got our trusty car sales CSV, which we've seen before, which is just like a spreadsheet that's been exported into a comma separated value format, or .csv. So we've seen this in the pandas section. So we'll go car sales equals pd.read CSV. I believe it's called car sales. Car sales. You can always tab autocomplete here. There we go. That's helped us out. Thank you. We'll put a comma there and we go here, car sales. We'll check it out. Lovely. That's our trusty car sales data frame. Now, before we plot anything from here, let's practice looking up some documentation. Pandas data frame visualization. Wonderful. It already knows what I want to look up. It's almost like I've prepared this earlier. So, if we want to look at visualization in Pandas, this is the Pandas documentation. We use the standard convention for referencing the matplotlib API. Wonderful. So that means that Pandas builds upon matplotlib. So what we want to do is, rather than reading through all of this documentation, because there's a lot of different plots, hey, there's a histogram. We've done some of these. So we'll go back up here. We're going to start off by just writing some code. And we're going to try and replicate this in some sort. So let's just copy this. And I know we're breaking the number one rule. Don't copy code, rewrite it. But we're going to rewrite it anyway. But I'm just putting it here. Create a new cell below, escape B, so we can copy it out. We don't have to keep going back and forth. You might see something in a Stack Overflow question or documentation, and you might just copy it straight from here, put it into your notebook, and then go, hey, I need this part, but I don't need this part, and just write out the parts that you actually need, right? But you never want to be just completely copying it. PD date range. This is a bit old, 2000, so we're going to upgrade it to where we are now. So 1/1/2020. Wonderful. A bit more closer to where we are now, actually. Periods equals 1,000. Now, you might be going, okay, what does this mean? PD.dateRange. Well, remember our motto. If in doubt, run the code. So let's see this. TS. All right, so what's happening here? Well, we've got dates on the index. Yep, that makes sense. Index equals PD.dateRange. It starts at this date, 1st of the 1st, 2020, then goes up. So it's going up by days. Okay, and these are just random numbers being filled here in this column. Going up. But what is cumsum? Well, let's type that in. ts.cumsum. What can we do? Shift tab. Return cumulative sum over a data frame or series axis. Cumulative sum. What does that mean? Well, let's find out. We run that. ts. Oh, actually, let's keep running. We don't want a negative there. What is happening here? This should be adding up. Maybe we go here. TS. This is interesting. This should be adding. TS equals that. I know what cumulative sum does, and it doesn't seem to be doing it here. What it's supposed to be doing is adding this one to this one, and then adding that one to this one, and then adding this one to this one. Oh, that's why. TS equals TS. Ah, classic. Daniel just trying to get ahead of himself and run the code. My own motto's letting me down. Let's see what happens. Okay. We got something kind of similar to this, but again, remember it's always going to be different because we're using random.randn. Well, this is just demonstrating that when we call plot from a pd.series. We haven't done it from a data frame yet. It comes out as matplotlib.axes.subplots. So that's what we've seen before with this. So really, it's straight from a Pandas series. We might delete this cell because we don't need that anymore. But it's using matplotlib. That's really handy to know. All right, now we've seen plotting straight from a series. Let's plot from our data frame. We got car sales, this is our data frame. We'll view it again. How about we make something similar to this, but using our car sales data? Yeah, maybe we get some dates and the sale price over time. We might add a little column to our data frame. Yeah, that sounds like a good project. But before this video gets too long, we're going to do that in the next one. So next video, I'll see you back. We're going to try replicate something like this, but using our data. So we'll get a mixture of manipulating data and plotting at the same time. That'll be good fun.